What's up, Pop?
What's up, kiddo?
Saturday.
We're at the shop.
Saturday at the shop, and on today's show, we're not going to hit Insta right now. Oh. Hey, look at him. He's just getting ready. Wait, you weren't here last night or what?
Yeah.
Because you're spry as hell. Well, Pops, you want to hit him with some headlines?
Yeah. What a night. Amazing comes in petite packages. Look what we found.
You've got super short headlines this morning.
Sadly, this is not a test. Sadly, this will be the last Saturday at the shop.
All that and more in a couple minutes. But first, good news.
Oh, stop. This is Michael. Yes. Oh, sorry. You can go this time. I'm sorry. 3, 2, 1.
When we first started, I expected it to be a place where me and my family can hang out.
My expectations were really unknown.
We were going to create something special, even though I didn't know what that meant.
What we learned was the importance of community in all of our lives.
It wasn't expecting to have an extended family. Coming from another country, ICC brought me that opportunity.
I want to thank every single one of you, the team, the family, the community. Our entire culture revolves around you, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you.
When people, product, and passion collide, it creates a family in which you grow together and create new history together.
When we first met Darren and Cioffi, Principal Cigars, our world changed. We all of a sudden understood what was possible out of smoking a boutique cigar in Principal.
I had a preconceived notion that there were certain brands that we had to carry. And I had this automatic pushback that I didn't know Darren, I didn't know Principal Cigars, so if I hadn't heard of it, it must be no good. And the simple fact of the matter is, the cigars were spectacular, but the passion, the knowledge, and this true desire to be a partner was so evident that it really controlled and dictated the way we were going to do things in the future.
Welcome to the Fuselage Parlor and Kitchen.
A world's first Principal Cocktail Lounge.
An environment you will feel an emotional connection, a physical connection with everything and everybody else.
Prepare yourself for something special.
Prepare for magic.
Prepare yourself for one of the finest experiences of your life.
Prepare yourself for an experience that you have never seen before.
And there goes us.
What do you think, Pops?
It was fun to watch this get unveiled last night. Has this place ever had as many people?
I think so. I think that
Maybe the Halloween parties or something.
Original Halloween parties when we were getting in trouble by the fire marshal.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we were definitely in the fire marshal zone. But last night we had the unveiling of the new half of ICC, which included the launch and introduction of the Fuselage Lounge. But I gotta hand it to you guys. There's a lot of guys, there's a lot of people that will show a rendering here and there of, a shot that's from 30,000 feet in a drone that is some kind of a line art drawing of a neighborhood or whatever. But you guys literally 3D rendered this new space, set it up so that you could scan a QR code and literally take a 3D tour of the new lounge, the new bar, and the new public lounge. And it is It was so cool. And I don't know, what was your takeaway from last night, other than it was probably one of the smoothest events we've ever run from a back office perspective?
Biggest takeaway last night, I don't know, I think it's a human element to it, right? I think last night you see a lot of faces that we've seen for many years, and everyone has acted as a bit of a vector point in our life in different ways. You've got Darren, who changed the way we look at how we approach cigars in the humidor.
Yeah, for sure.
You look at Ty, of whatever you and Ty's relationship is, but no, you look at everyone who is inside of here, and it was I don't know, very humbling. I think it was well run as far as Begley set up the plan. It went very well, went very smooth, as you said, and I'm just kind of buzzing on it.
Yeah, it was an incredible night. Before we get too far down the path, let me just remind everybody, if you're coming to us from a foreign country like Chicago, let us know, and we will say good morning to you in your native tongue.
So we've got some coming in. We've got Chris Coulter, g'day from Austin.
G'day, mate. Tree huggers.
You have Tim Flores from Farmersville. Or Princeton. He's from Princeton.
Princeton,
Texas.
Oh, Texas. How y'all doing? G'day, mate.
There you go. Okay, and Kathleen is not in this morning, but she is in here.
Okay. Good day, miss.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm kind of lost where we go from here. It's taking us
Last night
251, but
Yeah.
the fact that this is the last show makes it kind of bittersweet. I'm a little bit.
At least we're smoking a good cigar. We're surrounded by the people that were here when we got started. But, we're busy. Mm-hmm. We're busy. So.
Well, you're smoking what? As a matter of fact, this might be a good time to get into some cigar talk right away. And this, Darren, will you hop on here with us? This would be the best way to roll in. Give it up for Darren Cioffi. No, there wasn't a ton of people.
That piss ass just launch of him coming in illustrates how to the floor last night was.
Here's the thing. These guys did their golf claps. I wanted to speak to the people on the lens because they don't get a chance to just sit with Darren Cioffi like this.
The people that were here last night, they did.
They got to. And last night they
sure.
smoked a remarkable cigar that we launched, the Petit Cochon Ballon. What was your mindset when you were taking it from the full size? If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
So why make an alteration and create something that's...
the Cochon Ballon is definitely not broken.
No.
Yeah.
It's an idea I've actually had for a long, long time, but it involved a mobilization of creativity and new molds and new blending, and it was just not an endeavor that we wanted to take. And exactly to your point, why mess with something that has, I always say, it's been sold out, I think 90% of the time since 2013, right? So why screw with that cigar? But it's the 10th anniversary. It's not just any old year, and we really wanted to do something special, and that cigar is beloved. So I wanted to, with new accounts and new territories, we don't even talk about that. We hope that they don't want the Cochon Ballon.
Why piss them off?
We did the opposite.
They're not going to get them anyway.
And we are attracting more attention to it. We just decided that there's a few people who never try that cigar because. I always say, don't be prejudiced against any kind of cigar, any format, any style, because anything can be really special. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of what goes into it. And, Cochon Ballon has an extremely large ring gauge at the base, and it's that funky tapered shape. So a lot of people, I think, judge it in a certain way, but you see their eyes on the first puff.
Yes.
So nonetheless, there are people who will never reach with that cigar. And I thought, let's have something that can reach out to some of those people who might be hesitant. So we always knew it would be a petite, a little bit smaller. It's 4 1/4 instead of 5 inches. But we first just shrunk it down in AutoCAD and made the the new cigar, an evenly proportionate, smaller version. Didn't quite work. We tweaked then the 2 dimensions a little bit more. We thought we had it. We made molds and started making them and just decided it wasn't quite right. So back to the drawing board, did it all over again, and finalized the version that's in your hand right now.
That's so cool to hear that you took it into AutoCAD in that real engineering and design.
I did it. People.
I'm in sales.
But when you think about it, you wouldn't picture this conversation of creating cigars to have that engineering, that very analytical, that technological element to it.
Well,
I think it's
at its core, it's a different shape.
Yeah.
So you still want to pull off that smaller cap, a little bit larger at the base. You still want to pull it off. The one thing that I've noticed with this Darren, and I smoked 5 yesterday, it is very sessionable. It's a very sessionable cigar. But the question I have is, the combustion rate on this is super slow.
It seems to be slower than
It's almost
your
smokes the
average
same amount of
maybe.
time but you're thinking 4 1/4 inch, and it's going to be a quick 30-minute. It is not a quick 30-minute cigar.
Yeah, it's very sneaky. And you said it's part of the 10th anniversary. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
What you have done, not only just for us selfishly, but industry, you seriously made a mark. And I can only speak to it from what we hear, but there's a lot of people who you've changed the way they've looked at cigars from a retailer perspective, and there are a lot of very notable manufacturers that are trying to figure out how you do what you do.
Yeah.
So congratulations on 10 very successful years.
We just, I'm in this because I love it, and that's first. We're going to do the things we love. We're going to work with the people we love. We're going to make cigars that we love, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, that whole segment of my life is the fun one. So we're just going to do it this way, and I appreciate that some people are paying attention, or we can open people's eyes to whether it's different cigar experiences or some of the the graphics and the art history that we work into our products. It's the only reason to do this is to hear, like last night, nice comments from people that I've not met before that have something meaningful to say about the experience that we inadvertently gave them, and that's what makes it special.
Yeah.
It really is special. It's for those of you who are watching who haven't spoke to Principal, do it.
It's
all of it.
As you guys know, we sell a lot of cigars, but Principal is our #1 cigar line in units by probably 25-30%. The Cochon Vallon is our single best-selling cigar. So when it's here.
But we'll cannibalize some of those numbers this year, I think, with the Petit Cochon.
Yeah, well,
to some degree.
I think
we'll see.
I don't know how many boxes we went through last night. 90 boxes.
All of them.
I think everything.
We brought in 100 boxes. I just did a count. There are 140 less 40 because the Frakes family will take some of the first ones. We're not going to let you guys get them all. Just a mistake we've made often.
To put it into perspective, we're not talking about, where we make these cigars. We just cannot, we don't have the raw materials, we don't have the manpower for like a really scaled production. Like this, for us, we're trying to make a lot of these this year, and a lot is probably by the end of the year going to end up being like 8,000 cigars, something like that. So for us to sell 1,000 in a night, and it's a special cigar, it's a 10th anniversary. Like if you're into Principal and you're into the Cochon Vallon, you're into Aviator series, like grab a box of these things because it will be looked back on as, hey, remember the Petit Cochon Vallons, that one year we did them.
And I think for unique
That's a great
buyers,
way to put it.
for unique customers that have purchased any cigars in the store, the Cochon has the most unique buyers. I bet you we could do a direct mailing right now to 500 or 600 unique smokers of just that cigar.
Yeah, that sounds right. Sounds right.
Just incredible.
Darren, it is. I always love seeing you. Always
Well,
love.
before you throw them back, there was this other thing that we had.
That's it. Well, I was rolling.
You keep pulling me back in.
You pulled me back. You pulled him. Since you pulled him, I was going with the little transition to keep
did you want
one-liner. No, go ahead.
All right. Well, last night, in addition to the release of the Petit Cochon Vallon, was the rendering phase and the ability to walk into a studded up phase of our build out.
Oh,
That thing. And there were some people that saw some pretty amazing renderings of a new lounge, a new bar, a new cocktail lounge. What was your impressions of what you saw when you were, particularly when he finally got around to looking at the QR code?
Yeah.
By the way, they were doing these tours. I'm like, what? Did you look at the QR code? No.
I didn't want to mess up the system. You know? I didn't want to. There's nothing worse than people that are boarding the plane at the wrong time, so I did not want to be one of those. You know, there was a rigid structure.
Poor guy who lives on an airplane.
I know, he knows.
He's sitting there going, okay, we're going group B.
Yeah.
Like, that guy's in boarding group C. What's he doing?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a story about this.
Not gonna be him.
But for those of you who are watching this, it was the release of the Fuselage, a world's first principal cocktail lounge right here at Industrial Cigar Company.
Yep.
What were your impressions?
I mean, look, I know what to expect from you guys, right? I think the layman, that's why I'm here. That's why we're, you know, so intricately and intimately intertwined. And, you know, it's crazy for me to say that, like, you didn't exceed my expectations, because my expectations of you are already so staggeringly high, and you're just living up to that every day. And I mean, everybody really should buckle up, because they got no idea what we're going to throw at them next door. I mean, the stuff that's in the works from the pairings to the special cigars being created for this space to, you know, this cocktail program that, you know, I know you haven't announced much of that yet.
Not yet,
it's
but
at another level.
And just a snippet of that is because of your international business that you've been able to create unique relationships with certain people that are helping us kind of bring that all to life.
Yeah, you guys are this is gonna be a product that's, I mean, not only not seen in this market, but you know, in many ways not in the United States at all. I mean, not in a major city are you gonna be able to experience some of the things that you're curating for over here. So it's exciting, and you know, like I said, buckle up, come check it out. I mean, very soon a lot of people are gonna be getting on airplanes to visit an airplane.
Yep. Yeah. Well, thank you for making this all possible.
thank you guys.
It's really, truly our honor and our pleasure to have you.
Pleasure is always mine, and can't wait for what's next.
Let's do it. Everyone get up for Darren
Cioffi. Make sure that Darren will be here with us for a while today, so make sure you come in if you want to just enjoy a cigar and sit and have a cigar with one of the most interesting people in the industry. He will be here to just sit down and chop it up.
I've learned a lot from Darren, and I think there's something important, which I'm going to move over to the education segment here. I want to just pull the curtains back a little bit and pass along a lesson that he taught me that I'll never forget, and I use it way too often.
Okay.
So when you're introducing someone to someone else and you forget their name, what you do, get this, right? So I forget your name, and I forget, you know, maybe that's, so, hi, I'm Brandon, nice to meet you, and this is, you step back like that and calm, and then they feel like they need to get
Finish
together.
it.
Yeah, finish it.
Yeah.
So then you learn their name.
That is,
He's gonna know what I'm doing.
that is so,
Don't you fall, jerk.
that is so good. Hey, how you doing? That's the way I do it.
I use that a week.
Do you really use it that often? Oh, it is.
The only. What's your default when you don't remember somebody's name? Mine's hey or what?
No, I did it
Hey,
last
buddy.
night. I did it last night. I just blame my memory, not me being an asshole. So remind me your name again real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, Audrey? Oh,
Yeah.
This is Audrey.
Yeah.
This is Audrey.
I'll just say the person that I know. This is Brandon.
And then don't say
And
anything.
then I
Let
just
them
kinda pause,
introduce.
I pause, let them shake hands, and then when they start to say their name, oh yeah, I'm sorry. Like I just kind of forgot.
That's where you insert the call.
That's
You're a rake amateur.
You're a rake amateur. Oh, that's such a good way to put
I
it.
knew you would learn shit when you go to Europe.
Yeah,
I
that's
know
why
you
you
learned
should've-
that in Europe.
Yep,
Yeah.
he learned that in Europe.
Yeah, that's not a Nashville thing.
But that's my bit of education. What are you going to educate on this morning?
Nothing.
Okay, good.
No.
Okay, so let's talk here. events. We just came off the heel of one event. I feel like we're an event company at some times, but it's really an experience of what we're trying to create here. So we have some events to put on your radar. One, we've got First Friday coming up next Friday already. Boom, whip, bam.
Yeah, and it's going to be bingo.
Bingo. You know, it was interesting because a couple months ago we did trivia night, and I wasn't sure if people were going to dig. Was that last month?
I think so.
I wasn't sure if people were going to dig it or not, and they just ate it up.
They loved it.
They loved it.
So Begley had the idea to do bingo, but I think the not only will we have to add some cigar giveaway elements to the bingo, but there is a real competitive nature of that. But I think that if we make it a drinking game as well, that bingo could get really sideways where people are spelling bingo in a different manner.
I like it.
You know, INBGO, whatever, however. I mean, I've heard Ty try to spell it sober, and he can't do it.
It's a tough word.
Yeah,
So we
it's
have
a tough
that.
word.
And
The
then,
G is silent. Well, the second G.
okay, all right. That will roll into April 12th. April 12th, we're going to close early. We're going to be doing the staff, friends, and family.
Yeah.
So we're doing a bit of an upside down night where all the staff team and their friends and family will come in here. It will be great because us as the family and people who are volunteering will come in and serve the way that they do from a day-to-day perspective.
Yep.
So just look out because we will be closing, I think, at 6 on April 12th.
Yeah.
And it will be our ICC families.
I think it's a cool way to just show the staff how much we appreciate them and let them have a night of what they deliver every day.
Yep.
So
they should feel it. Their friends should feel it as well. And then April 21st, we have member appreciation evening, and that will be the release of the new membership model, so to speak, or the enhancements to what we do.
Yeah. The new membership structure is outstanding. And also just to point out that the store will be closed that night as well.
Mm-hmm.
We do that for our members. We'll shut the store down and we'll bring in some food and drinks, and we'll have a good time.
You know what else we're doing that night, right?
No.
The Family Feud.
Oh, that's that night?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so
gonna be.
Pay attention to that. And then we just got a knock on the door from George Rico this week, right?
We did, yeah. Yesterday, he wants to come in on May 3rd, do an event. Last time he was in, we had a blast. So yeah,
he's a good guy. I like his rhythm.
I like his rhythm. Very humble, and he's got this new project that he just did with Davidoff. But I like the premise. He basically wants to become a better blender. So he wants to do projects with other companies so that he can work with their blenders and just learn. And that was his first project. Is this the new cigar that we were actually received about a month early, but that was just an effort that he did with Davidoff to start, and who knows, maybe he'll be doing it with Darren and others. I know he just bought some tobacco from a friend of ours. So
those two guys have you met George? You guys could get along. He's just a.
Was he growing all of his stuff in Honduras?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think. But he's what, 4th or 5th generation?
They're 5th generation farmers, but they've only been rolling for like 2 generations.
Okay.
Yeah. So farmers first, growing some really nice stuff.
Really nice stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you have a guy who's created Zulu, the 20th anniversary, the 2012, and then to get to the end of that and go, I need to be better. Yeah. So then goes and works with Davidoff. I think that's a real testament to being humble and being hungry for that knowledge.
I think there's probably a generation of guys that share the last name of their father, grandfather, those that have been in the fields for a long, long time, and now they're getting this opportunity to do it their way. Yeah. And I think that's very exciting, very interesting.
Tim Flores is asking, are there any Petit Cochon Volants left?
Yes.
Yes, there are. But they're trim. If you can't get in here within the next maybe couple of hours, you should go to the
Industrial. They're on the website.
Yep, industrialcigars.co, and you can get them on there.
There's a Petit Cochon Volant box and then there's also the ability to buy them in singles.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You set that up. Okay,
Yep.
good. Oh, so make sure you do that because we're not joking around just saying that these are going to go away just to say it. They're going to go away.
When we
today.
sat down last night, Darren and I were sitting there. We were doing our little communication with the group, and somebody walks up to me and goes, "I think all the cigars are gone," and that was at like 9 or 9:30, and I was like, "What is happening?" And I went out there, and it looked like it looked like we were looted. I mean, there was just acrylic. There was an acrylic that had like 8 cigars in it, and the rest of that display was all black with boxes, and now it's all brown with just wood. It's crazy.
It was a great sight. As much as you hate to see that from a merchandising standpoint, what a beautiful sight to be to the end of the night.
Yeah, exactly. One other thing that we always are trying to find and rare cigars. We're trying to find things. I've got a little network of guys that are out there when they stumble into some of these shops that maybe didn't know what they had, and needless to say, sit on it for 3 or 4 years. They don't understand the concept of just flush the toilet and get new stuff on the floor. There's a few cigars that I try to get people to go out and snag. So one of the cigars that we've done very, very well with over each year that this is released are the Cavalier limited editions that come out every year. He does one, typically about 1,000 boxes of 10, real tight distribution. We usually get more than our fair share and sell out them really quick. So they did in November, Sebastian did a release on the Visa Jalapa LE that comes with the 11th cigar in it, which is fantastic. Earlier in the year, they came out with a limited edition 2022.
Yep.
That was very, very good.
The one that had the orange band on it?
Yes.
Okay.
And we did really, really well with that particular box. Now we've been able to get some more, and this is good news for us. We were able to get 16 boxes. So we had there was a dealer out there that bought 20, sold a whopping 4, and in the last year. So we'll have these to last us about a week.
That's excellent. And they've got extra age on it. And I've got to just have a tip of the cap to Sebastian and Brian as well. Cavalier has always been good, but now that they have their own factory and now that they're processing their own tobacco,
Yeah.
it's another level for them. I think they've really leveled up. It's excellent. It's all ultra smooth. He talked about how they use cold fermentation on everything to let it give at that extra time, especially on the Jalapa tobacco.
Yeah.
Excellent cigars right now.
So we do have some of the Visa Jalapas, still a few boxes left, I think 6, and then we were able to snag 16 of these. But wait, there's more. I don't know how this happens.
What box is that?
We have, unfortunately, we just have a box of the LE 2020.
That's the San Andreas Maduro.
We have that. We have 4 boxes of the 2019.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hang on,
I don't
hang
know
on.
that. Maybe we have 3 or 2 boxes.
We should be
But-
cool with that.
Yeah, 2019.
That's the one. That particular cigar. I didn't think I'd see that again. So maybe we do need. Maybe we don't. Need
I
to
still go like this. Darren probably is not as shocked that there are guys sitting on boxes of cigars like this, and they've been on the shelf for 3 years, and they still haven't sold them.
Whoa.
Bet you they sell the shit out of acids, though.
That's probably at these lounges. That's probably it for
That's
sure.
tough.
Good morning, Grady.
The Grady Yates, ladies and gentlemen.
Brandon, this will take good shape.
Good. Oh, this is for me. Thank you. Thank you. Jesus, what was
You know, on
surface
YouTube,
of
they
the
show
sun?
you how to rehydrate them.
Yeah, you just put this in the toilet for 24 hours and it comes right back.
It comes right back. You save yourself $4.
Wow.
And then it's
CD, Dave. You know.
compounding.
I think Grady needs to have his own show. Grady needs to have his own podcast.
Maybe that's our announcement today.
Oh yeah, by the way, the announcement. Do you
Yeah.
want to tell them about the announcement?
This last comment.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're busy. Brandon and I we've been in this business now for really grinding along for probably the better part of 7 or 8 years. Never have had an argument, never have had a fight. We decided, I made a decision that he needs to spend more time with his kids, and he decided that I was an asshole, so we got into it. I think I took you out after about a 5-minute fight.
Look at me, I'm unscathed.
You bruise on the inside.
I'm unscathed.
But yeah, so we're going to try to save some time. So we want you to spend Saturdays with your family. And with Chris in Michigan, it was obvious that I can't carry the show by myself.
Yes.
And we need Ron to operate the cameras. So with that, and Evan can't sit in the seat and get his feet on the ground. So I'm just saying.
At least he's got a good humor, sense of humor. I know Evan is excellent. Evan could carry the show with you.
I think he could be the show.
Yeah.
Him and Grady.
That would be really good. That would be really good.
That would actually be a good show. That would be a great show wherein at episode 251 we've realized we suck.
Yep.
Yeah.
We realized this a long time ago. So what are you going to tell him?
That it's April Fool's.
We ain't going nowhere.
We ain't going nowhere. We're going to stack these things up one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I will say this. This show is great, and it's got, 251 episodes. That's like a year. But Tuesday's Cigar Talk Live is like, I can't wait for Monday now because I know Tuesday's the next day.
I am really, really enjoying that show.
I'm loving it.
You know where it ruins me, though? Is because those are 2-hour conversations that are very in-depth, they're very meaningful, they're everything you want out of a good conversation. I find myself becoming very frustrated in surface-level conversations now.
Yeah.
I find myself very bored. We sat with somebody this week, and nice enough person, but just had the ability to be at topical level and couldn't get in. And as soon as you hopped into that next level, it was just gone. That you could not swim in the deep waters.
Yeah.
And that show is ruining me a little bit with just normal everyday conversations.
What I think is funny is people are calling for the Koshans.
No more.
What I think is funny is you always say, whether you watch a show or not, this is just a way for us to build a library with me hanging out with my dad. What I have, what I've noticed is the amount of things that you're hearing, that I hear about you for the first time, and that you're hearing about me for the first time.
I know, that's cool.
And that's something that,
you know,
when we had my dad on, and that's the most I've talked to him in my entire life, and that was 2 hours. In just a one conversation. And to hear about his past and where he grew up in California and the whole thing with his dad and all the other stuff.
Regrets and...
I didn't know any of that stuff.
And you know when you usually hear those? Is at the funeral.
Mm.
And that I think is the beauty of that. The beauty of that show is we get to have those conversations, and I get to ask you more, because at the funeral they say, oh, I remember this story. You go, I wish I could have talked to him about that.
Yeah.
I wish I could have talked to him about the time you got arrested and thrown in the paddy wagon and the police officers took you to Burger King on the way to jail.
Yeah.
That
just so we could show all of our high school buddies that we were in the paddy
That's something
wagon.
that if they would have told that to me, I would have said, man, I wish I would have had him.
I needed to hear that story.
Yeah. So we get to do that every Tuesday.
Yeah.
And a lot of what we do is selfish, but a lot of this from the operations and how we set up the business is really selfless, I hope. But there are some things that this show is one testament, but there are some things that we do for us, and we're just proud and very humbled that you take this journey along with us. And the journey is taking the next phase of many phases.
Yeah.
Last night was that, and we'll continue to push. But
Yeah.
with that,
And by the way, this cigar, when you get in the middle, might be my favorite principle. There's the front end of it. Maybe you can explain. The front end feels a little heavier, a little bit. It's loaded with flavor on the front end, and it just delivers so much. It's like wake up and pay attention.
It's got a magical first few puffs.
It does. And then you go over this edge, and it's like blasting on the on-ramp at 90 miles an hour, dodging through traffic, and then putting on cruise at 70 and just going. This thing is in the middle of this cigar, and it stopped me in my tracks last night. In the middle is just where I live. Thank you for doing
Well,
that.
let's put on qualifying, smoke the rest of that cigar, and enjoy
Let's
our
do it.
Saturday.
Let's do it.
All right, well, sign us off, will you?
So, thank you guys, everybody, for coming in last night. That's why this place is empty today, but it won't be empty all day. We're going to watch some basketball. We're going to watch some F1, and we're just going to have a good time. Darren is in the house. Come in and spend some time with us. We'll take you in next door if you want to see some things and maybe take a look at our 3D renderings.
Oh, we could post that up.
We can post that up. And
Grady just bought some more Coach on the lawn.
excellent. So,
We're almost gone.
with that, we will be back for episode 252. April Fools on you guys, and we will see you Tuesday night at 8 o'clock, sharp as hell.
8:30.
8:30, sharp as hell. And we will see you guys Tuesday night. We love you. We appreciate you. Peace out.
We out of here.